How do we win if I'm always winning?
Right.
I know all I do is win.
No matter what.
No matter what.
It's essential.
I win when we win.
Go ahead, Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah, right from the beginning, she had a vision. It was a daily elevation for essential living. That's that good intention. All you gotta do is listen. Creating magic during uncertainties be the mission. Dr. Sabrina Jackson, serving God must be a passion. Cause being a better person begins with daily practice. Love is the attitude, that's what we gotta do. Mental Health Mondays on Fox News in Detroit, that's Channel 2. Look us up, baby. Gon' do your research from Cass Tech to Eastern. Yeah, we been in it for a minute. We been winning for a minute. It's essential. How you living? For God. It's essential. How you living? In your mind. It's essential. How you living? For freedom. It's essential. How you living? With Sabrina. It's essential. 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 It's essential.
And welcome to another riveting edition of Speaking Life with Dr. Sabrina. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Jackson, the people expert, as I help people with people, even if that person is themselves, because I say it all the time. You think it's somebody else with the problem, and it's really you standing in the need of some help. And I do that in a myriad of ways. I am a clinical therapist by trade. Over 30 years experiences working with people. Oh my goodness, it's been a minute. And then also I am a life coach, a business coach, and a speaker's coach. I've created a model called Essential Colors. Essential Colors is a personality assessment tool designed to help you understand how you're wired, but then more importantly, how to deal with people who are wired differently. And then from that grew Essential Love Styles. Ooh, and that's for couples, because don't you know that as a couple, the word says, how do two walk together unless there's agreement? Many times we don't agree because we see things differently. And so the model is designed to help you connect with your earth angel. I always say your mate is your earth angel. And so we have ways to assess you and help you with your communication, with how to conflict, because who all know that you're going to have conflict if you're dealing with another human. And so then I also have a nonprofit, Sabrina's Girls, where I work with girls who get in trouble in school for talking too much. Because when I was a little girl, I got in trouble for talking too much. And so now I say, people pay me much to talk. Yes. And then I do have a clothing line. I do have a new product called Breezy. Breezy is the fragrance that we will be having this holiday season. So you can get the oil or you can get the lotion. It smells amazing. And what else? Oh, books. I got books. I'm an author. I'm an author. You can go to my website, sabrinajackson.com, and see what's over there. I do coaching with people. You can set up your appointments over there. Whew. And then I do a lot of speaking and training and talking. Speaking, training, and talking. So if you want a speaker, if you want someone that's going to be alive and informative, that will get your audience engaged and then leave them knowing something that they didn't know when they got there, reach out to your girl. That's what I do. So here at this particular podcast, every Monday we come on and, you know, the word tells us that life and death lie in the power of your own tongue. It's what are you saying to you about you? What are you saying to your situation? What are you saying? And so every week we talk about things to help you spread some life and love in your life. And so I happen to know incredible people. I know incredible people. Just when I start thinking about the people that I know, the people that are part of my village, a part of my network, your network becomes your net worth. Gnaw on that for a minute. And so today is no different. I have a guest who is a freaking beast at what she does. I met her at her establishment. She has a coffee cafe, and it's right in the city. It is called Detroit Coffee Lodge. Lodge is lodge. The word is lodge, not lounge. I be feeling like I'm in a lounge when I'm there. Oh my goodness. But it's the Detroit Coffee Lodge, and it's on the Lodge Service Drive. It's on the Lodge Service Drive. And Tika Galloway is the passionate entrepreneur, owner and operator behind the Detroit Coffee Lodge, a beloved cafe located in the heart of Detroit. It's on the Lodge Service Drive between 7 and 8 Mile. And she is a proud, accomplished Black woman. Black women rock, Black women rock. Tika has dedicated herself to creating a warm and welcoming space where the community can gather, connect, and have savory, delicious coffee. And not just coffee. Let me tell you something. I had one of the best croissant sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, that I've ever had. It was absolutely amazing. And so I want you all to get ready. We're going to learn some things from Miss Tika. She has a deep faith in God as her guiding force. Tika infuses love and positivity into every aspect of her cafe, from the comforting aromas of freshly brewed coffee to the tantalizing treats that grace the menu. I like that. Tantalizing treats that grace the menu. Her commitment to quality and hospitality shines through. Born and raised in Detroit, Tika has not only developed a quality product, but also a hub for cultural exchange and meaningful conversations. Let me say this. We've had meaningful conversations over there. Oh my God. Meaningful conversations. Sometimes I go over there and I can't get out because I have someplace else I need to go, but I'm all engaged in the conversation and don't want to leave. Meaningful conversations. Her devotion to her community, combined with her unwavering belief in the power of faith, continues to inspire all who step foot into the Detroit Coffee Lodge. Please join me. Join the visionary leader, a champion of diversity, and a beacon of light in the bustling city of Detroit. Let her story and the cafe serve as a testament to the strength and the spirit of Black woman entrepreneurs and Black business owners everywhere. What up, Doe?
Hello. Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Sabrina. Thanks for having me.
We're Detroiters. We have to do it the way we do it. It's Detroit in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's just go. Let's take it back. Born and raised in Detroit.
Absolutely.
What elementary school?
It was Ellis Elementary School, Eagles.
And then middle school?
Condon Middle School.
And high school?
Western, now known as Western International High
School.
Yes.
Western.
DPS. Proud DPS.
I am too, girl. I'm a proud DPS graduate. So after high school, what did you do?
After high school, I went straight to work, actually.
Okay.
After high school, I had some desires of starting, entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. In my day, automotive was the thing to do. Mm-hmm. So I came from a long line of automotive workers.
Me too. Which one?
GM and Ford, actually.
GM and Ford.
And Chrysler.
Both my parents were Chrysler employees. Both my parents, my mother and my father, both retired from Chrysler.
Yeah. So I started out working at Ford as a administrative assistant, and then I went back to school later.
Okay.
And then I got my business degree. I spent some time working for Coca-Cola. So manufacturing, blue collar, the things that Detroit was, birthed after. That was my it was just in my belly to do, right?
Okay.
So that's what I did. And then someone noticed something special in me and said, hey, you know what? You got to come from behind the scenes. You have a lot of great ideas. You are a great leader. Have you ever thought about going back to school, getting your degree, and we're going to put you in management? So that happened to me at Coca-Cola, and I graciously accepted that.
Well, thank you, Coca-Cola. Thank you, Coca-Cola.
Yes.
So it's so important to know that. I love how you framed that. You said someone saw something in me, and so often people will see something in us that we don't necessarily see. We might be feeling it, we might be thinking it,
Absolutely.
but we'd be like, I don't know, I can't, I don't know.
That's me.
I don't know. But I love the fact that you said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just step out, because I say this all the time. Everyone had a first day. You can't have a second day until you have a first day.
Absolutely.
And so I don't care how old you are either. You can be 70 and still have more first days.
Yes.
You can have more first days. You hear my co-host over there? I have a co-host today. Patrice Love is in the building. Patrice Love is the co-host. I love that T-shirt. Oh, my God. That's such a great
Swag.
T-shirt.
I rock it everywhere I go.
Hey, the people expert, that would be me. Okay. So I love the way you frame that, and that's so important. I want people to know that even if you're a little nervous or a little afraid to do a thing, do it anyway.
Absolutely. This is a first for me today.
Oh, yeah, she was tripping when she came in
Oh
here.
my gosh.
You
Talk
gotta
about
get more. You
a lot
gotta
of-
get ready.
She got more coming.
You got more coming, more
got more
opportunities.
Yes, this is a
More
first
opportunities.
So this is just a baby step.
Thank
a stepping
you.
stone, because I've been to your establishment, and to me it's like a living room couch. You know how you got that couch, once you get in there you
Thank
get
you.
settled, you
need
get
a moment.
relaxed, and then you get some coffee. And I also like the customer service. I am big on customer service, because I want to go somewhere and be treated like, hi, how are you, and is your order okay? Not a buggy net, like, you know how nets
Right.
flying around, like,
Yeah.
go, but just a genuine from the heart. So your staff really does deliver that
Thank you.
genuine from the heart need to make sure that the patron is taken care of. And I think that's a lost art, because our young people or whoever, they're always this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like what I'm doing right now behind the scenes. That's me right this moment trying to fix my lips. Oh, my God.
So whoever you have for staff are good people.
Thank you. Shout out to Miss Madison. Madison is a great addition to our staff. And thank you for bringing that up, because I had a lot of people come in and apply, but it's that thing that I'm looking for. It's that genuine people person, the personable touch, the people who you can feel their energy come across the counter. And the community is so important to me. So I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel heard and invited and comfortable in our space. So along with the coffee, we want to make sure that we're creating an experience, right? We want you to leave there feeling good about who you are as a person, who we are as people, and what is possible when we come together and believe in one another and support one another. So that's very important to me. So thank you for acknowledging that.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we went back to school. We was in management at Coca-Cola. How did we get to the Detroit Coffee Lodge?
So for me, I met an incredible individual who had a heart for entrepreneurship, and he was like, "You're so good at this." And I'm like, "No, there's a lot of risk in being an entrepreneur," right? I'm like, you know what? I have an agreement at work. It's transactional. I come to work, I do what they ask me to do.
And they
I
pay
leave
me.
it- And they pay me. And the end
And
of
they
the
pay me
exchange,
well.
right? It's an
And they
exchange.
pay me well.
And they pay me well. They do.
They compensate
They
me
do.
wonderfully.
And
Okay.
on time, right? Without
I don't
fail.
have to ever worry about my check. My check is there.
And so I was like, no, it's not for me. He's like, you're just so great at that. And you're great at this. And I believed in his vision. I believe in the things that he does. I call him Mr. Incredible. I think he is incredible. Yeah,
Everybody need a Mr. or a Miss
Everybody should have
Incredible.
one. I'm telling you.
I need a Mr. Incredible.
And what he does well is just setting aside his fears. If he has any, he definitely doesn't express them. So more importantly, we should all connect with someone that helps you in the areas where you are weak.
Could you say that again?
Yes, who sees things in you that you don't see in yourself. And you got to be able to trust that individual, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about God, and God brings these individuals in your life, right? And you have to believe there's a reason for this encounter beyond just the surface. So I have learned to kind of yield myself to every moment, even with meeting you all, right? And you guys saying, come in, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I'm learning to trust God. He's sending the right people at the right time.
Always.
So.
Always sending the right people at the right time.
Yep.
And our connector was Miles, who is the owner of Where We Sit, Podcastic. And so, Miles will call and say, where you at? Where you at? Come meet me at the... I say, at the where? Okay. And so from the first time that I've gone, I'm like almost every week I try to get over there and support. I don't come over there just and sit. I come over there and spend money. Mm-hmm. Let me say this. Yes. I'm going to spend money every time I come.
Thank you.
I'm going to spend money.
It's easy.
Spend money. Mm-hmm. Because this is the thing. We say, I was looking at something that George Frazier posted.
Okay.
And he posted about how the fact that as a black community, our earning potential and how much money we spend is in the trillions. Mm-hmm. We would, if we came together, be the size of the 16th largest country on the planet. That's how much money we have.
Wow.
But we never spend it with each other.
A dime doesn't go.
So he says we don't make anything that we buy. We are always sending our money outside of our community. So we have to support those that are in business. And let me say this. Okay, I got to say it. Y'all might not like it, but I got to say it. Legitimate business.
Okay.
That part.
Yes.
Because remember when they had and y'all might see me in the streets and get mad at me. Oh, well. But remember when they had the bootleg videos?
Yeah.
I never bought bootleg videos because I knew that if I bought the bootleg video from you, it was taking away from the person who created the content.
Yep.
I want to support who creates the content because they put the time and effort and money into creating the time, the content. And then I don't want anybody taking my content and just doing what they want to do with it and making money off of it. I believe what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that God gives you witty ideas so that you can gain wealth.
Thank you, Lord.
And your witty idea can't be to steal from other folk.
Right.
That's not witty.
Right.
That's what people do. People go, well, if I take it from her, and then that's God blessing me. No. That's stealing.
God is not in that business.
That is not it. God is not in the stealing business.
Absolutely.
Because God can create. I remember, this is good. But I remember I created with a person. We partnered together to create this whole thing about colors before I did Essential Colors. We did this whole thing about colors, and we had a whole theme, we had a whole platform, we was doing all this stuff, and then I looked up. After I flew to California, she lived in San Francisco. I flew to San Francisco, spent a week with her where we created, we developed, we did everything together. By the time I got back home, she had posted it all out under her and her man's name. And it hurt my feelings, but it didn't hurt my feelings that much because if you can take it and steal it, you can have it. Because if God gave me that, I promise you He's going to give me something
Absolutely.
great. And so that's what... Let me see that.
Yes, please show this.
Essential Colors was developed after that. Essential Colors is living life in color. And guess, I don't share it with anybody. Guess who created it? Me, myself, and I.
That's great.
It's just me, myself, and I.
And it is spot on. I took it.
She
when I
took
first
it?
got
She
here.
took it?
It's
Scary.
spot
Everyone takes it.
on.
Yeah,
oh
scary.
my
It
goodness.
is. Like,
It was
She's
me
a
to T.
gold. 19
I am a gold.
gold.
Yes.
19 golds means she's so organized, so structured. Love rules. Look at her. Look at how she. You should see how she got her thing. Mine just all over the place. Mine, because I'm not gold. My last
Extremely
color
organized.
is gold.
Yes.
But that's the other one. This my co-host is gold too.
Nice.
So I need golds in my life because that's not my number one way of thinking. I can do it because the other thing is that you get a number on every color. That means you do have some of those in you, but sometimes they are laying dormant. And so I say all the time that when you take the test is when you begin to activate the whole you and not just the parts of you like.
I love that. I love that. So I'm going to look at the areas
you're low.
Yeah, where I'm low.
Yeah.
And work on that. And
Yes.
work on bringing it to the
So
forefront.
the spontaneity.
Yeah, for sure.
Just jumping up and doing something.
Yeah.
I love spontaneity.
Oh, no.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I like when I call
Oh,
people
no.
and say, what you doing right now? What you doing right this minute? And if they say nothing, I'll be okay, let's do this. It's some people who are golds, they'll go, look at her face. Her face was like,
We didn't plan.
we didn't
Right.
play. It's
No.
not, I said, but you ain't doing nothing.
Let me give
Right
you something
this
to do.
moment. Let's go have some fun. I remember I had a good girlfriend, and I would call her. She's high gold. And I said, let's go to the movies tonight. She would go, oh. Well, wow. I didn't plan for that. I didn't plan for that tonight. Can we go tomorrow? No, you ain't doing nothing right now, girl. Let's go. Life is to be lived, and so there is something to be said for planning, but there's also something for being said to living in the moment, because all you have is your now. Yesterday is the past. The future ain't here yet. We don't have we can't do nothing about that yet. It's gonna take care of itself. But
Yeah.
in the moment, what are you gonna do with your now?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm learning to say yes before the no could kick in.
Oh,
Even
I
when
love that.
Chantel calls.
I
she's
love
like,
that.
You want to? I'm like, yeah, let's just do
Good,
it.
before
Because
your
if I
brain,
have,
yep, to think
absolutely,
about it.
if I have time to think about it, I will
Talk yourself
myself. I
out.
will. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And what do you need from me? Let me send it to you because I'm a gold. I got it ready. It's
Here
ready.
you go. It's ready. It's ready to go.
That was the quickest I ever got any.
That's the quickest you've ever gotten any
It's
response?
ready. Let me give it to you. I got it. It's right here. Everything's by my fingertips. In fact, when I left the office today, I said, I'm going to leave my computer here. But I'm so worried about leaving it. I take that computer bag everywhere. Everywhere. I can pull over, pop out, send a letter, write whatever it is that you need. I have it on the spot. So that was huge for me to just leave the computer there, to
I
come
love
focus
it.
on this.
I love it.
Because on the way here, I'm doing, 9 different things, but I would have it no other way. I don't know life any
Without
other
it.
way.
Without
No,
it.
I don't.
So do you take time to... Okay, so let's find out some personal stuff.
Oh.
What do you do for fun?
Work.
Okay.
I find it fun.
Okay, so let me say this to you.
Okay. Give it to me.
Work-life balance is a thing. And so you can't keep all your eggs in the work basket, even if you like it.
Yep.
Because God gave us 8 major, well, actually it's 12 major areas of life. Work is only one.
Okay.
And so what are you doing about health and fitness? What are you doing about social time and fun? What are you doing about building your cultural connections? What are you doing about vacation? And when you get in a bikini?
I haven't been in a bikini. I have a pool at the house.
Okay.
Or where I live.
Uh-huh.
But I still don't use that as often as I should, right? I haven't been on a vacation in 2 years.
Okay,
I haven't been anywhere.
Okay,
in 2
so let
years.
me say this. You must.
I know.
You
I know.
must.
I
You
know.
must. I told my girlfriend yesterday, and shout out to former city council and state representative Alberta Tinsley Talabi, who turned 70.
Wow.
And her birthday party was yesterday. And I gave a message to her because they came around and was doing messages. And I said that we used to do a practice every year in October. At the end of October, we would go to Jamaica. Okay. And we would stay at an all-inclusive resort. And in the morning, we would take golf lessons every morning. And in the evening, we took tennis lessons every evening. And ate good, drank good, partied good, danced good, did all that. Good. And we did it every year in October. And then she got married. And, husband trumps. And so we haven't been, and she's lost her husband. They were married for 24 years. And so look how long ago that was. We was doing that every year. So I whispered in her ear and I says, we're going to Jamaica. I'm going to plan the trip. We're going in the next 90 days.
Okay.
We're going. We're just going to go. So we're going to make a girls trip. We're just going to go hang out and do something tropical because you have to enjoy life.
Well, here's the thing, doctor. You can help me with this.
Okay.
Because I am so intentional in everything that I do, that would become work for me because I'm going to take on the planning aspect.
Okay,
of
so
it.
no. So this is what we're going to do.
Not do that.
This is what's good. So that's why people bring people, God brings people in our lives.
Okay.
Because I always say God blesses us, but he uses people to do it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have a sister over here in me that is spontaneous.
Okay.
So you're going to have to open yourself up to when I call and say, girl, what you doing? Okay, meet me down at the Easter Market.
Yeah, she'll do it.
The one I do it? Just come on, meet me. What you doing? Okay, because you got somebody to run the coffee lodge. You got somebody to do that. So we will just pull up and let's go.
Okay.
And just have to be open to it.
All right.
So just like you said that in your head, before you can start working on the no, just be like, okay, let me grab my purse and go.
Let me go. Let me just go.
Just let me go.
Right.
And so when you do it more, it will become easier for you.
Okay.
It's not easy now because you haven't done it. But once you start doing it and you enjoy it.
I do.
And when you have a good time, you'll go like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to. And so next thing I know, you might call me, girl, I want to go to that new such and such. Let's go.
Yes.
And we need people in our lives that's going to stretch us in areas that we need to be stretched.
Absolutely.
I always say that you create your circle.
Mm-hmm.
And so you examine your circle. You don't want your circle full of people just like you.
Right.
You want people in your circle that can stretch you. You need people in your circle that can educate you. There's people in your circle that's going to have you laughing and giggling. There's people in your circle that will get your praise on and you can pray with. But you need differences around you to make you more balanced in just how you navigate life.
Yeah, that is my prayer.
Well, you got it.
All right.
I think he's answered. I think he's answered prayer. I think that's what I see.
That's what I
let me
need.
ask this question.
Sure.
Because so how long has the lodge been in operation?
Well, we had a soft opening. It's been a year next month, but we were open for a short time just for private events. So since the end of May, early June, we've been open to the public. So what's that been, like 3 months?
Okay.
And it has just taken off.
I love it.
It has. It
I
really
love it.
has.
So do you do a lot of social media stuff?
I do have a social media platform, yes. I do have some assistance with that because that wasn't my thing either, right? Because I'm such a private person. So I'm learning to turn over the things that, stay in my lane and assign and accept help.
Ooh,
that was
could
really
you say
hard.
that word?
Yes.
Accept help.
Accept help. And there were people coming and
trying to help us. She was like,
"No, I got it. I got it.
I'm good."
And God sent me this young lady named Osandra. So thank you, Osandra. And she said, "I can help you." And I said, "That was." I had heard it before, but I didn't really know what that meant.
You didn't know what it meant, and you might not have even believed it.
I didn't. I didn't because
we don't believe it
because. I have such a standard in which
of excellence.
Yes.
I have a standard of excellence, and so no one can do my standard but me. Foolishness.
Yes,
and you discovered somebody else could.
Yes.
Somebody else could.
I didn't even know how to do it. So the nerve of me to even
think that you was going to be the excellent. You don't even know that. I don't even know what I'm doing.
I don't even know what I'm doing. And so with me, it's like if it's not going to be done to a certain standard, I would rather have it not done at all.
Right.
But I have learned I know that God knows me. God's going to send me
what you need.
What I need. That's what I'm learning.
But I think this is the biggest thing, because I'm going to make sure I send this to you later. But as a golds come across as controlling.
Yeah.
And other people see it as controlling. You don't see it as controlling. No. You see it as developing lanes of excellence.
That's right.
And because golds really feel like people would be so much better off if they just did what I told them to do.
Yes.
If you just did what I told you to do,
true.
It'll save you so much time.
It would save you so much time. You wouldn't have all the foolishness. You wouldn't have the drama. But let me say this.
I know.
What's so powerful is that some people have to do it, and the lessons that they learn from it not working is the things that build them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so you can't, sometimes you be in God's way. Of what God is trying to do for someone else, because you done stepped in and took over.
Yep.
Cue the gospel music.
Yes.
We need that. We need that. We need some gospel. We need some gospel praise music.
Absolutely.
But I think that, so I've learned that for me. I tell the story about when I first started Sabrina Jackson Enterprises, that I went to speak at a women's retreat, and there was a lady at the women's retreat that was so high energy, and she was just bouncing around and helping everybody, and she came up to me afterwards and said, while you were speaking, the Lord told me to serve you.
Wow.
And I went, uh-oh, she crazy. Who tells? Don't nobody tell somebody to serve somebody. Who does that? I just really was, like you say, didn't believe it. So then she wound up being a member of my church. I had joined this church, and she was a member there. And every time I would see her, I would go, oh, here come that lady. And so she would say, when you going to give me what you want me to do? I'm ready to help you. And so finally, I went to dinner with her. And guess what she did as her full-time job?
What's that?
She was the administrative assistant to the vice president of Comerica Bank.
Wow.
So she was an administrator par excellence.
Okay.
She set up how Sabrina Jackson would take new clients. She had a whole little binder. She had a little questionnaire she created. Stuff that I would never do.
Okay.
Stuff I would never do. And read those. Thank you, because it helped me. I need help. I got help. I got help, y'all.
All right.
I got help. So her name was Rhonda. Rhonda has since gone on to glory. But when I tell you, she took such great care of me and what I was doing, and set up things in my business that I still, practices that I still use today. And so then after she made her transition, and I was totally devastated. She was 31. She passed from breast cancer. May God bless your soul, Rhonda.
Yes.
And so I was a mess because I absolutely loved her. And then people would start trying to come and help me, and then I would go, they not Rhonda.
Right.
And so finally my mother said to me with her wisdom, you cannot find Rhonda because Rhonda's gone on.
Yeah.
Be open to God sending you who he has for you in this season.
Yes.
And so it opened me up to the possibility of having new assistants. Okay. And so now I have a Patrice Love.
Oh,
Patrice Love is freaking, she's a freak of nature. She does this. Now, she does things for me that Rhonda didn't do for me. I thought Rhonda was the coup de grace.
Yeah.
And she was the coup de grace for that season and that time. And it's, that was in 2006 or 2007. And now we're in 2024. And so what Patrice does things that I would never even think to do. Like when I finish speaking someplace, she's already gone, took the setup down, put it in the car. She's not with me. She's in her own car, but she'll have my car right by the door. It's hot outside, so she'll have the air on. So when I get in the car is cool.
Wow.
Who does that? Patrice Love.
All right, Patrice.
Patrice Love does that.
All right.
Oh my God. So there are comments that we had on Facebook.
So hi everyone. Thanks for listening and talking back with us. I'm Patrice Love. So I'm going to read. Greg Williams says, Unc's in the house.
Hey, Unc.
Doreen Jordan just says, family. Sandra, I cannot peculiar says, it's been even longer than that for me. according to the bathing suit, for vacations and swimsuits.
Yes.
LOL. Gregory Williams says, living in the moment has been associated with lost. Haste makes waste. Remember hearing that. I guess he's saying he remember hearing that.
Yeah,
And,
people do.
Mrs. Ray Georgia says, I'm learning to accept help. That's good. Doreen Jordan says, speak life. And Greg Williams says, we grew up under the guidance. Catherine Williams, Tika, intentionally characteristics was very important to succeeding from our sharing point. So,
yes.
Thank you, family.
You know, and I will say this, there are some things that we were taught when we were growing up that that was somebody else's viewpoint.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, is when you grow and you learn new things, you have to take off some of the old things so you have room
Absolutely.
for the new things.
Yeah.
And so my parents were education, everything was about education. You got to go to school. It was no option. You going to school.
Yeah.
And then when you finish school, you going to school again?
Right.
But now you're going to get a certification. What you doing? It's all about knowing stuff. My father was such a information junkie. Like we got home from school, he would make us go get a section of the encyclopedia. Y'all remember the encyclopedias? Britannica. And then they had the African American ones. It was 4 volumes in the African American one. He would make us go get one, and he would read a section and then give us an assignment.
Okay.
Because he wanted us to just know stuff for yourself. He said, don't just believe at face value what people say.
Right.
Know it for yourself.
Right.
So even in your instance, you were doing your thing, and then somebody said, you good, you need to go on back to school.
Yep.
And you went,
And I
okay, I'll go.
Yep. I'll go. Yeah.
And now look at it.
Yeah. Now look at me.
Detroit Coffee Lodge.
I know. My uncle is a lot like that. Like, he knows so much stuff. He can have conversation
about
with
anything.
Anyone.
I love it.
And it's impressive.
It
right?
is.
Because communication, that's how you build community, right? You learn to just engage and know enough to just pull those people in and have that two-way conversation. So it's very important to educate yourself, or if there's something that is happening that's current, that's relevant, immerse yourself in that, because just learning how to open up different dialogue, right? You never know how many people can be changed by a simple conversation.
Simple conversation. Just sitting. And then somebody walks over and sit next to you. And then I remember my son was on a plane once, and he says, Mom, I'm sitting next to the guy. Remember the guy who gave all the money he was speaking at the Morehouse, and he gave them, he paid off their student loans, like all of them.
Yeah.
He just paid them all off. He says, I was with him. I said, you was with him? Wow. And so he has relationships that I don't have. And so I love when you just kind of embrace the moment, because you can learn something from everybody.
Yep.
You got to be open to it.
Absolutely.
So when you talk about this sense of community and what the Detroit Coffee Lodge is for the community, give me examples of what things you plan to do with the lodge.
We have voter registration coming up.
Voter
we're gonna
registration,
do
because
some voter
November the 6th, you got to vote. Is it November the 6th?
Absolutely. It's November something. I don't know.
It's November something.
I think it is.
It was
Early.
August the 6th for the primary. But it's something different, I think.
So the end of September, we're going to be doing voter registration at the Coffee Lodge. We do a number of book clubs. The Block Association that I belong to, San Bernardo Park Association, does great things like back to school events, things like that. So anything that I can sponsor and help bring the community together, inspire our youth, I'm willing to do that, right? To just be a beacon and an example of what is possible. And more so just to promote being yourself, right? I always thought, I'm not eloquent enough. I don't speak a certain way, especially in like my corporate walk, right? There's a language there, and I've learned to just show up as my authentic self, right?
Moses didn't either, but we're still talking about him
and
today.
we're still talking about him. So,
Moses
you know,
in the Bible.
He was a stutterer.
Yeah.
and sometimes, you know, there's a language that goes with the culture, right?
Right.
But it's important to be who you are. You're most comfortable when you are most you. Yes. So I show up every day as myself, right? And they move out my way because they just know that already she's not going to put on any airs. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. And this is the message that I want to show and demonstrate to other youth. You don't have to look a certain way. You can show up as you and have them respect who you are and your ideas. We are brilliant people.
Yes.
Right? We are a brilliant
With all this melanin.
aren't we? And we just have to find the confidence to share the things that we know and not be afraid to do it the way we do it. So
I love it. And so my next question, single or married?
I am single. I am not married.
Okay.
How about that? I don't know if I'm single. I'm not quite single, but I am not married. They did a different box for that.
They did a different box.
In between, I don't know. Right.
It's other. It's like
I am not married.
I'm not married.
I am not married.
But I am connected.
I like that.
Yes.
I'm not married,
Different
but I'm connected.
Correct.
finger snap.
Yes.
Somebody is looking for you.
Yes. Yes.
In
yes.
the daylight.
Yes, they are.
With a flashlight.
With the flashlight.
I love
hope,
that.
I hope.
They looking. They look.
It's bright as the day in here. And I got my
I hope so. I'm
So
a lot
let me
to
ask
deal
this
with.
question because this is an issue that many business women who are a boss at what they do, and then they start down the path of dating or being connected, has being a strong black businesswoman been an issue?
Yes. Yeah.
How so? Let's talk.
Because I can't not be who I am, right?
Woo.
I show up every day with the level of expectations and expectancy. I will allow people to be themselves and, you know, not to be perfect. I don't set, you know, in my mind, unrealistic expectations. But in saying that, right, it's in my mind.
In my mind.
In my mind.
In my mind.
So I have to learn to accept and meet a person where they are.
They are.
Absolutely. And it's not fair for me to always think that they know what I want, right? I've had
You have to communicate. That's
that.
what communication is.
I have learned, but you know, in my mind, I'm like, you should know this already. Right?
No.
Yeah, that's you.
Let me help
That's your
all
turn.
the people.
Don't you know this?
All the people. How do people know what you want unless you tell them?
Yeah.
And so I hear women and men say, well, at that age, you're supposed to know.
Yeah.
No, because the person they were with before you may not have even required or needed or liked what you like.
Yeah.
So if I like flowers, which I do.
For anybody out there, right?
I like
Which flowers do you like?
I like very exotic flowers.
Okay.
So I like flowers that are a little different.
Okay.
So I like a bouquet that is a little different. I like roses; those are nice. They'll do. But I like exotic flowers.
Birds of paradise.
Birds of paradise. Orchids. Orchids. Oh, orchid. Okay. So anyway, but if I like that, and you're the gentleman that I am seeing, that I'm interested in, that I'm spending time with, that I'm gonna let you know that that's something I like. I can't assume that you know that I like flowers because I'm a woman, because I know women who please don't give them a flower.
Right.
They don't like it.
Right.
So I like gifts and trips.
Yes.
Please take me on a trip.
For Valentine's Day, don't give me a box of chocolate.
Don't give me unless they
Just give me
Reese
a
cups.
ticket. Well, yeah.
If they Reese cups, I will take it. I will take a Reese cup box. I will take that. But you make a good point. Is that sometimes when you're so busy making sure that everything is everything, when the man comes along, you assume that he knows what you like because I'm a certain type of woman and you're a certain type of man. I don't care who it is. And let me say this, even when you're in a relationship, Patrice, been married for
12 years.
12 years. You still have to communicate because who she was the day she got married is not who she is today.
Absolutely.
So you still have to have communication, date night, things that. So I know that, Patrice, I'm telling all her business because I know it, so I'm telling her. But I know that her and her husband right now are doing the long distance thing. He's in one state and she's here. But what's nice is that she has that flight benefit that they get to fly. And so it's nothing for her to say, I'm not going to be here. I won't be able to assist you this weekend because I'm going to see Dan.
Yeah.
And then when Dan comes to town, let me tell you something. This thing right here. You see that face?
A kid in the can.
Oh my gosh, she'll go look at it. She'll go,
that's so sweet.
Dan's here.
That's so sweet.
And so you want to still have that that giddiness, that I can't wait to see you, that, but that comes with communication. Now, let me ask this question, because this is the other thing that I hear men complain about with powerful women.
Okay.
As the powerful women in the workplace, in the business, in the world, do you know how to come home and with your man be feminine and let him lead?
Ooh. Absolutely. I prefer him to lead.
Come on!
Oh, yes. Like he's a very strong person, right? And I was going to say that, too, because we're both bosses, right?
Yeah.
We forget that we're not talking to
the employee.
Every time, because you never take the boss off. So when the boss is talking, they're always, giving orders and, talking that way. So I have to remind myself that this is a person that I prayed for, that this is the person God sent me. I got to be responsible.
I got to be responsible to what has been put in my hands.
Correct.
That's so good.
So, and I'm willing, and I trust him fully. I trust God fully. I trust who God has sent me, which is him. I trust that he has my best interest. So it's easy for me to yield to him. I don't always like to hear what he has to say. And sometimes I express that I don't like to hear what he has to say. But he's very gracious in that way, right? He creates that space for me. And what I think we do well is we keep that between us. Like, we could have the worst spat and no one in the room would know it.
Right.
And he's great about that. And he does not hold grudges. I've never met a person who can work through whatever it is and move on.
And keep it pushing.
Because sometimes I get stuck. I mean, like,
and we have to be honest with ourselves about ourselves.
Yes, yes.
One of the things that my prayer is often, and sometimes I say, "Oh, really, Sabrina, you gonna pray that prayer?" But I'll pray for God to show me the me He sees.
Oh.
So sometimes it's a positive. Sometimes it's something about me that I go, "Oh, what? I could do what? Really?" But then sometimes it is.
This is for Tika.
It's for Tika.
Oh, they want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's questions in there, so you can.
You see the bottom one?
Oh,
it's good.
It's good. Yeah. It's good. It's
good. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. They want me to address putting real points on the board versus going through the motions.
Oh.
So, I often say we can't waste a lot of time. We got to put actual points on the board. People spend a lot of time on minutia, right? And I'm like, the Bible says don't go to war where there are no spoils, right? So I do not have meaningless conversations and arguments. Everything I do is for gain, right? Or I at least strive for that. Even in my personal walk, to tie it all together with, not to take us too far off course.
You're good. No, you're good.
Doctor. But if this isn't going to yield us anywhere in a positive space, then I will try to refrain from that. And he also does that very well as well. So we kind of strengthen each other there. And you said something earlier about what Patrice does for you. My mother has that spirit. Like, my mother will put everything aside to make sure that that you're comfortable and that you're able. She creates a space for you to be able to be who you need to be in the time you need to be it. So I would be remiss to say that I am this person without these people behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
See, even like today, our unsung hero, Chantel, here. She's making it all work.
Makes it all do what it do.
Lovely,
Yes,
Chantel.
so thank you.
And can I just put a plug in it right here and say that Chantel at the Oscars this past Friday won the award for the best podcast engineer.
Yes.
She is the best.
She is.
Engineer, and she received an award, and so I'm so very proud of her. You should have saw me standing up going, oh, that's who does my show.
Right?
yes, that's my engineer.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's about putting real points on the board and not getting lost in things that just simply, have no meaning and doesn't matter and not going to.
My way of saying it is that we major in the minors.
Yes.
We'll make something a molehill.
Yeah.
That's something that is a molehill and say it's a mountain.
Yeah.
No. Leave it where it is. And sometimes it may be a necessary thing to mention something that we need to cover, but it's not something we need to stay at because it's not going to benefit where we're going. And so we have to be intentional about how we start our days. I talk a lot about how you command your morning. Shout out to my sister, Dr. Cindy Trim. Dr. Cindy Trim wrote a book called Commanding Your Morning.
Oh.
And it's how you start your day. What are you doing at the beginning of your day?
Absolutely.
So today I talked on Fox 2 about back to school anxiety. And so for parents and even for children to set a routine for your morning. And let me say this about setting a routine. It does not have to be so rigid that you have to do this at 6 a.m. and you have to do this by this and this. One of the things that you want to have a ritual in your day is doing something that's going to raise your energy.
Yeah.
Elevate your energy. Maybe having a morning prayer that everyone does in the house together. Maybe putting on the song that is hype, that we're going to hype our way out the door in the morning.
Right.
That could be a part of your routine that keeps you elevated, keeps your energy high, keeps you excited about your day and not grudgingly going into that deep bliss of the nighttime. So that's what I do. I start my day off with usually some form of church praise music or something of that nature, just to get yourself way above whatever else you might be met with coming out the door. Like you got to be all the way up, right? You can't leave like with a little bit of energy or on half full. You got to be overflowing. You got to be overflowing. Yes, come at you. That's going to take from your cup. It's going to take from your cup.
Before you
use
get
out the cup.
I'm telling you. So I try to just make sure it's overflowing and separate, who I am. And I just pray constantly that, God, you show up, because some days Tika just can't, it's not going to cut it. It's got to be God every single time. So I can't do it without him. So I thank you for this show, Speaking Life, because especially last week was hard for me. This is a journey. I'm starting a business in probably the worst economical times there is in small business, and we're needing to...
and it's brick and mortar.
Oh, my goodness.
Brick and mortar is a whole different beast.
It really is. It really is.
Because you have to worry about your roof, the plumbing, the electrician, then the staff, and then the product.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Let's get everyone out there to support.
Support. We're going to do some things over there. We're going to make a plan, and I think we're going to do Coffee and Conversations with Dr. Sabrina.
Even to shoot like a movie,
Thank
scene of a
you. Yes.
Some
movie.
scene of a movie over
Absolutely.
there.
Anybody out there that's
Absolutely.
scouting, that's a movie scouter, holler at our girl here.
It's so nice in there.
To shoot your film or
Thank
your short.
you.
You know, you think about having
And
the
come with the
conversation and come with them. You got to pay.
You gotta pay.
You got to pay.
Yes, I have
Stop
a staff
asking-
to pay.
Stop asking for people to do stuff for free when they have to pay to be there.
Yes.
Give me my money.
And I'm trying to provide competitive wages, right? So
Yes, that
in
part.
this market, it is really difficult. Wages are at an all-time high, which they should be.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
there's both sides of the coin there. But having said that, you know, I am trying to provide competitive wages. So the more support I can get, the more competitive I can be with hiring great staff that you mentioned, Patrice. So
I know, because the thing about customer service is so critical, because it seems like that is a dying
Yes.
art.
It is.
Like, I remember, and God rest his soul, Norris. And Norris was a
Oh yeah.
person over at Dennis Archer's place, Central Kitchen. And every time I saw Norris, he was gracious, he was kind, he was always, you know, he would say, Doc, and he would make a little joke, but excellence in service. And that's not the first place I met. He had been in service for years, so I remember seeing him at TV Lounge. I just remember the different places that he's worked around the city, and every single time I saw him,
yeah.
it was gracious, and you could tell he paid attention to the customer, and he knew who we were. Oh, Doc, I know you don't want that, so let me get this for you. He paid attention. So we want that type of service, and when we find that type of service, tip it well.
Yes. Yes.
Tip it well.
Yes.
Preferably
yes,
green
absolutely.
dollars, not cash
Yeah,
out.
we want the kind of money that folds, not that jingles.
Yes. Yes.
We want the kind of
indeed.
money that folds. And support our Black-owned establishments, especially. Now, that's for everybody. I don't care who it is. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
You know, Black people will go to a white-owned, establishment. We have white people that can come on over.
Yeah.
Because they do. I've seen them there. They come
yes,
regularly.
Yes, they do.
So let's not get an attitude either.
Yeah.
Because I know some people
Take
get
your
an attitude.
laptop
Take
and
your
go-
laptop and do your work there.
Yes,
Don't go
please
to the
do.
They got
Starbucks.
tables. You don't have to
can
go
go
to
to the
Starbucks.
Bucks.
Have your meetings there.
You can
Please,
go there.
please. Thank you.
Have
Thank
your
you.
meetings
Bucks.
there.
Go
Yes.
there. All stars with bucks. Go there.
Yes, all stars with love. Where can people find you?
So we are on Instagram, Facebook, Detroit Coffee Lodge, same name, as well as TikTok. So we have a social media platform. I am located in person. I'm there all the time. Can't wait to meet you personally. I will stop what I'm doing to greet you, to say hello.
Yes.
You matter to me. You matter. So I'm located at 19737 James Cousins Freeway. Yes.
197
37.
197 37.
Yeah, remember the jingle?
197 37.
James Cousins
James
Freeway.
Cousins,
We're
the
on
live
the
service drive.
Yes, we are there Saturday through Wednesday. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're closed Thursday, Friday, then open
Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
That's good. So
Yes.
y'all come on over
Yes,
and hang
please.
out at the Detroit Coffee Lodge.
Yes.
I love it. And so, you know, I say it here every single week that I know incredible people.
Yes.
I am so blessed. I'm so honored to know incredible people. And Miss Tika is an incredible person who has an incredible business, an incredible spirit, and we're going to continue to pour into her and support her establishment. And as God gives her ideas, we're going to be there to help those ideas become a reality, because that's what we do in community. That's what we do in the village. We support each other. So also, just as I'm closing, there's another great establishment called Soul on Ice. Soul on Ice is over on Livernois off Joy. Is that Joy? Livernois and Joy. And this coming Thursday is the night that they will be announcing that Vice President Kamala will be officially the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. So she's having a watch party over there. So if you want to come out and be with your friends and hang out, yours truly will be hosting. I'll see you at Soul on Ice on Thursday night. And you know what I say at the end of every show? Make sure this week that you speak life over your own life. Say something positive to yourself, about yourself, every single day. I'll see you next week.
How do we win if I'm always winning?
Right.
I know all I do is win.
No matter what.
No matter what.
It's essential.
I win when we win.
Go ahead, Dr. Sabrina.
Yeah, right from the beginning, she had a vision. It was a daily elevation for essential living. That's that good intention. All you gotta do is listen. Creating magic during uncertainties be the mission. Dr. Sabrina Jackson, serving God must be a passion. Cause being a better person begins with daily practice. Love is the attitude, that's what we gotta do. Mental Health Mondays on Fox News in Detroit, that's Channel 2. Look us up, baby. Gon' do your research from Cass Tech to Eastern. Yeah, we been in it for a minute. We been winning.